Howdy folks, this is a Sunday morning shave for me. I'm running a little bit later than what I normally do. Here is the soap of the day. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce TFS. Fung Sing, I think. I'm not real sure. And I got a link down below as well as information about the scent. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's got a little tray here on the inside, and there's the soap. And you can push your finger in it. It's not too terribly, it's not a hard puck by any means. Has a really nice scent to it. I think it's got pineapple, some citrus, musk. Like I say, I'll have a link down below as well as a little bit of the scent description from the site there. Describes it better than what I can put it in. A little bit complex for my nose to pick up all that. And of course I've got the my usuals: alum block with the rubber band, Humphrey's witch hazel, lilac, and one of the neat things I like about their aftershave is, see if you can see that, got the profile there, right there on the container. I like that about their aftershaves. It's pretty nice to have that there handy. I have it whipped up here and been working with the Sriracha bowl, and it's a bowl that has grooves in it for crushing up nuts or whatever the case might be. And this is what I got whipped up with the lather. This is a Maggard's a purple swirl handle. I think it's 26 millimeter. I can't remember for sure, that or 24. That's what it looks like in the bowl. Yeah, I was having some fun before turning the camera on. I've got hordes of this whipped up. Plenty enough for the shave. The shaver of the day is a Parker variant. This one here weighs in about 4 ounces, which I do have a tendency to like the heavier razors. They feel pretty good in my hand, in my opinion. I got a crystal blade in it. Yes, here it is. That's what these look like. And I bought 100 of these, and they all come just like this. So I guess you might say kind of a generic packaging. There was a while back I read a lot of the post. That's where I learned quite a bit. And this one here, I'm going to start out with a setting of 3. And one thing, just like a Merkur Progress, there are some markers here on the side. You need to make sure you get those lined up when you put this thing back together. It's a 2-piece razor, and at the end I'll take it apart and show you what it looks like on the inside if you've never seen one of these before. I had read that now typically in the past I had when I shave with an adjustable, I start with the highest setting first and then work my way down. And then I read where somebody was thinking and had this thought, and I'm sure it's been dated from way back when, that perhaps instead of starting at your highest setting, removing most of your growth, that you should start at a lower setting and build your way back up to the higher setting. I gave that a little bit of thought, and thinking maybe that's not such a bad idea. I've never tried it before, so this will be the first time. We'll see how it works, if I notice any, how you say, real difference in the shave. Because the thought is that you gradually continue to remove more and more of your beard instead of the bulk of it on your first pass. Even though I understand removing the bulk of it on the first pass, because that's with the grain, and with the grain is typically your more comfortable pass as opposed to across the grain or against the grain. So if you're working from low to high, your highest setting is going to be against the grain if you work in that progression. So that's something to think about if you're considering working it in a different direction, working from low to high instead of high to low. So you can see the thinking go in both directions. So my thought is, it depends on what works best for you. In other words, I don't know that there's a right or a wrong, as opposed to what works best for you with your beard growth and how the shave feel is for you. I have shaved a few times with these crystal blades. Crystal platinum, I think, is what might be referred to. And consider them pretty nice blades. Very, they're made from the same company, Persona, so the quality, I guess you might say, the shave feels very much like the Personas I've used in the past. I have not used the Persona that comes in a blue package from Israel. I have the red ones. The red ones are quite nice. A lot like these here. To be honest with you, for me, I can't really tell the difference. Somebody else might be able to, but I'm not going to be able to. Anyhow, I'm going to start out with the setting 3, and then we'll go to 4, then I'll go to 5. Now, I don't have the Merkur Progress in the long handle form, but I do have it in a short handle. So the comparison between the two, because of the length of the handle, will be different in weight. But if I find a decent enough link, tells me how much the long handle version of Merkur weighs, as well as the length and all that sort of thing. I'll put it down below so there can be a comparison in between the two. I would have to say, if there was a complaint with the Merkur, is the plastic knob. And to me, that's just a small ding against it. I've shaved with both of these now, and I have to tell you, they're both very nice razors. For me, the biggest difference would be the weight. Unless the finish is something that because this is more of a satin finish, so scratches on the head would be less apt to show up, as opposed to like the Progress, where it's a shiny chrome, if you will, or nickel, that you might get a scratch or a ding in it pretty easy. Easier than what it is for this. Sometimes it's the little things that makes a difference. Both of them shave just fine, though. So in other words, smooth, comfortable shave. It's adjustable. Pick the blade that works best for you in that razor. Should be able to get a good shave in either one of them. And as it goes for prices, I got my variant I got brand new, and the Progress I got off of eBay used. So that price-wise, in other words, you just have to search, I guess you might say, to find the best deal. I don't know that you will get the variant much cheaper. In other words, I think they're all priced pretty competitive across the board. Now, Merkur, if you might find a new one cheaper on eBay if you hunt long enough. Be patient for somebody to, how you say, put the price in to where you like it. Because typically that's what I do. I have a number of Schick injectors, and that's how I ended up with them, is that I guess you might say was very patient to find somebody that would sell me, at least win the bid, I guess you might say, at a price where I was willing to pay for it. Now, some of them, I will say that if you're looking for some of these particular razors, you will pay, I guess you might say, the going price, because not only because of the popularity, but also because of the fact that availability, supply and demand, in other words. supply is short and demand is high, so the price generally is going to be up there. I can still smell the scent. Sometimes with my nose I don't always smell the scent when I'm lathering. And that's more of my nose, I think, sometimes, as opposed to the soap's strength, the scent strength of the soap. I do have issues with allergies and that sort of thing, so it does mess with my nose quite a bit. Which kind of leads off to another conversation about using scentless soap and spend more money on hardware and aftershave. If you got a nose like mine, it might make more sense to go that direction. And I've already got to move to setting number 4, across the grain. Camera's probably not picking this up, but there is some feedback with this razor and blade. This is the first time you've seen one of my videos. Matter of fact, I think I put a link down below. At least one of them I put. I have, there's a couple of websites that I go to with when I want to try just a few blades. In other words, not interested in buying by 100 just yet. One of them I go to is tryblade.com. It's got feather artist clubs that you can get, a small package of those of different flavors, I guess you might say. As it goes for one that'll ship internationally, there's another one that's Razor Blades, plural, Club. I don't think they have single edge blades for like gem style shavers. I understand those blades are kind of hard to come by in certain parts of the world. Yeah, we'll see how against the grain pass works. So far I'm thinking I might like it the other way around. Start with the higher setting, then work your way down. We'll see what the against the grain pass produces. Make sure I switch the number. It's a little different when you're shaving off camera. You're not talking. You pay more attention about what you're doing. Focus more about your shave. This is a pretty it's a pretty slick soap. In other words, I wouldn't have to necessarily lather back up. I can use whatever's residual and go for the next pass. There's that much slickness. Scent's still there. Sometimes, by the third pass, the scent has a tendency to dissipate with some soaps. plenty of slickness. This line of soap has always worked well for me. Almost got my angle wrong right there. Kind of feel it. Might get a little bit of a report from the alum block when I go across there. If you're interested, there's a when I put this link down below for the soap, it'll talk a little bit about the soap and how all this came about for this soap. History, I enjoyed reading the history behind the soap, the razor. To me, I find it very interesting. To me, it's nice to know. Just one of those things I like. Which also kind of brings up the wet shaving community. Is at the, I got some way up there. Wet shaving community is, yes, you might say to a degree, a kind of a close-knit group. Regardless whether you're part of a Google Plus, Instagram, Facebook. I have not been on Reddit, so I'm not real sure how well all that's working on that end, but I know on these others that I'm a part of that the group is very, for the most part, friendly. And not just friendly, but helpful, and I guess you might say considerate. When needs arise outside of wet shaving. So the way I kind of look at it, it's a kind of a brotherhood, if you will, because we know there's life outside of wet shaving. And sometimes it's not always the smoothest. Yeah, right over here. I kind of thought I would. I got the angle just a little bit off there. Talking and shaving with a sharp object next to the faces can be challenging. Good shave though. I'm a part of a number of different wet shaving groups, online, Facebook, Google Plus, then all the people that you follow on Instagram. Some outstanding individuals out there. Oh, and I should mention YouTube also. I only smell the lilac for a little while, then it dissipates on me. So, and I know I've said this a few times, but for me the scent doesn't stick around long enough to interfere with much. I don't know that my nose would pick it up anyway, even if it did. This aftershave, oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, that is a glass bottle. And the restrictor, see if you can see what size that is. I think over time, a number of suggestions have been made about that restrictor, what the size should be. I think most of them have, it smells pretty nice. People have responded. I know it's kind of a personal preference whether you like a small one, a medium-sized one, or a big one. To a degree, I don't really have a preference one way or the other as long as it comes out. It's a complex scent, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to describe it outside. Either I like it or don't, and I do like this one. It also seems like it has a, I feel like a cooling effect on my face. I don't remember, I'd have to look again. I don't remember seeing anything in the way of a mint. There might have been, and maybe I just missed it. Or it's the combination of a few things where it's giving you that cooling effect. I can still feel it on my face. That feels nice. I like, for instance, the peppermint, a menthol, a eucalyptus, things of that nature that have a cooling effect on the face, even during the winter months. It does feel pretty nice on my face. I really enjoy it. Something I like. I can shave with a lot of that sort of product all the time. That's how much I enjoy it. Alright, here it is. And the knob here on the bottom that you will rotate. And you can see the heads coming up. And when you're rotating, you can feel the difference whether you've hit that point where you can take it off with it being unscrewed there. That's what it looks like there. And on the inside, that's what it looks like. It's pretty straightforward in this design. It does resemble or give a person impression if you've had the progress. It's a lot like that. There's not a whole lot of a difference there. You can kind of see there's a lot of room right through there for the shaving cream to work its way through, as well as see if I can hold this on the underside, how much will come through the slots right there. I really like this razor. Like I say, I'm kind of big on that weight. I enjoy having a heavier razor. Let the weight of the razor and the sharpness of the blade take off those whiskers. Works great for me. I have gotten better with my technique as it goes for shaving with a lighter razor, like a razor that's Bakelite. And December, I've already got things worked out in my head. Lining that out, I got a few Bakelite razors, and I'll go through those at that point in time. At any rate, I had a really nice shave. Pretty close. Nice post-shave feel. My face does not feel dried out. It feels good moisturized. Feels great. Everybody stay safe and smooth shaves to you.